My kids' very first visit to Disneyland was in the shadow of 9/11, but it turned into the best visit to a park ever, especially their very first time walking in the gates. Here's the story of one of my favorite memories of a favorite visit ever. Back in 2001, we had been planning my kids' very first trip to Disneyland. They were finally old enough that they were going to understand everything. We'd spent all summer watching all the Disney movies we could get a hold of. We planned the trip for the end of September. Yeah, we were going to pull them out of school. We're teachers. We understood what that meant. But we wanted to get there without the crowds and to let them have the most memorable time they possibly could. We'd made arrangements to get together with my parents and my sister, so we were going to have the whole family there for the kids' very first time. Just have this incredible trip. Had a whole week planned. It was going to be awesome. We were really looking forward to it. September arrived. We're starting to get excited. We knew the time was beginning to come close. And then September 11th happened. If you weren't alive then, you have no idea how much things changed overnight. If you were, you remember. That very first morning, Tuesday morning, I remember it was a Tuesday morning because I turned on the news that morning trying to get updates on Ed McCaffrey, the Denver Bronco who had been injured in the Monday Night Football game. I remember that because he was on my fantasy football team and I wanted to see how bad he was hurt. Weird the things you remember. I remember watching everything that happened, and I remember being scared about whether I should even take my kids to school that morning. Looking back now, yeah, it's a little bit crazy. Nobody was going to do anything to the school. They were safe there, but that's just the kind of fear that we were struck with that day. It was terrifying, and everything changed. Looking back now, yes, they were safe, but it was a hard day to walk my kids to school, but I figured they were better off being at school than watching Dad sit around freaked out over the TV and what was going on. With that happening in 2 weeks before we're supposed to be going to Disney, we're trying to figure out what do we do? Do we still go on the trip? Do we cancel the trip? Because in the back of our minds, we're thinking Disney could be a target. Is it safe? Is anything safe at this point? We weren't the only ones having the worries and fears. All sorts of people canceled their trips to Disney. We were reading all over the place how people were afraid to fly, afraid to travel, afraid to go anywhere. Now, for us, Disneyland was about 3 hours down the road, so it wasn't anything that we had to really worry about the trip there, but it was still a fear. After several days, we decided, you know what? We're going to go anyways. With all the media and everything just being focused on 9/11, we need to get out and away from it. We need a stress relief. The day of the trip comes, and we get the kids out of the school that last day. We left on a Friday, drove down right after school was out, got down there, and just in time for the Electric Light Parade, which was over at California Adventure. The kids are a bit excited. I mean, this is all cool. We go over there and we enjoy the parade, but they haven't been in Disneyland proper yet. They don't know what's coming. We prepped them a little bit, but they're very excited about that. So the next morning, we get up bright and early. We have extra magic hours because of the tickets and where we were staying. We get to the park an hour before opening, walk in, and it's empty. There's barely anybody outside the gates. Didn't have to wait to get in. Walk in, go under the train station, and of course my kids have the wonderful the oohs and the ahs, and this is exciting. As we walk around to the first town square there where the flagpole is, Minnie comes out of one of the side gates and starts waving at the few people who are there, really excited. And my kids are crazy. Well, okay, my son not quite as much because it's Minnie and he's young and, girls. Ew. But my daughter gets super excited. She goes running up to catch Minnie, and Minnie kind of waves at her and then turns and starts going up Main Street and leaves my daughter behind. And my daughter's a little confused. She's about 6 or so at this time. And, Dad, Minnie just left me. Where's she going? And as she's staying there as we catch up, Mickey comes out of that same side gate. Now, this is pretty cool as you first walk into the park to be greeted by Mickey Mouse. Mickey says hi to another couple kids, and my kids are excited because, hey, this is cool. I get to meet Mickey. But it doesn't stop there. Mickey says hi to them, and then he takes my daughter with one hand, my son with the other hand, and proceeds to turn and walks my kids up Main Street all the way to the castle. Okay, I don't know about you, but if you're a Disney freak, that is like the most awesome thing ever. Of course, Dad is super excited. Dad is backpedaling like mad, trying to get the picture. And yes, I actually did get a picture. It's not the best, but here you can see they're walking down Main Street. That's my wife with a big old mammoth stroller on the side that carried all the baby luggage and everything else. Oh, strollers. We didn't hit anybody, I promise. But that was the start of probably the best vacation we've ever had. So much so we still talk about it now. My kids got to walk into the park escorted by Mickey Mouse up to the castle, got their pictures, got to meet him, and then we got to spend the next week with nobody in the parks. It was empty. It was, from a business perspective, kind of sad, but from a guest perspective, it was awesome. We walked onto everything. The only thing we really had any sort of a wait for was a 15-minute wait for Autotopia. We were there in the mornings, got to do whatever we wanted, multiple times in many cases. Went back to our hotel, walked back, relaxed, took afternoon naps, went back in the evenings, had a blast. Can you imagine a week with a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old and no temper tantrums, no crying fits, no anger fits, no problems at all? And that includes the parents. That was our week. Just absolutely perfect. The cast members were wonderful. My kids felt loved. They got their first dose of pin trading during that. They got to see everything they wanted to see. Mom and Dad got to see everything they wanted to see and do. And to top it off, to come into Disneyland for your first time and have Mickey Mouse walk you in. So yes, my favorite memory of any trip to Disneyland or any other park, really. And that's how it started off. I hope you enjoyed that. It's my special memory. I hope you have your own special memories of Disney, whether Disneyland, Disney World, or other parks too. I'd love to hear them. Don't hesitate to share them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you liked the video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little preview of a new series I'm starting. It's not just stories about Disney, but stories about other parks, favorites, experiences, and all sorts of other stuff like that. As you can see though, I'm missing a few things. I need a name for the series. I need an intro, need some music, need a little bit of help. So I would love to hear your suggestions. I'm actually already encountering a bunch of them on my Facebook page, but if you'd like to submit them here as well, please do so. Don't hesitate to use the comments. If you've got music you want to add, or maybe a video intro or something, that would be great as well. First thing though is a name. So let me see your suggestions in the comments or on my Facebook page as well. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoy it, and hopefully the next one in a week or so, we'll have a whole intro for it and a real name. Thanks so much.